Welcome or welcome back to the Citizen Channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. And one of our regular season features, the Matchday programme watch home version. So we have a look swiftly through a recent home match programme and have a look at what's in it. Anything worth having if you're a collector or you perhaps just buy them occasionally. There might be something of interest in here. There's always something in the City programme. So it's not the greatest programme in the world at the moment, but there's always something of interest. I think should have more of a magazine feel to it, promoted far better, but it is what it is. So we're going to have a look at City versus Brighton, 20th of April 2022. Of course, £3.50 for 84 pages. You can get this on subscription now, of course, from Reach Sports, www.reachsportshop.com, and you can get 26 versions of this, 26 programmes for £84.50. If you're outside of the UK, add another 65 if you're in the EU, and another £80 if you're in the rest of the world. Value for money probably is, certainly for the UK, that's £3.25. It does cost £3.50 cover price, of course, but the £84.50 works out at £3.25. So outside of the UK, you're still getting good value for money if you want a memento and you want to collect, obviously, these things, which, as I said, it's a moment in time for me. I use them, obviously, old programs. I sort of look through them and use information and compile various bits and pieces for my history vlogs. There's always something comes up in them. Perhaps not so much as it used to be in the older days, but at the moment it's not the greatest. But I'm sure it'll get back on track. I'm sure it'll improve. But you just get the feeling of City going through the motions at the moment. But anyway, we're not going to worry about the ins and outs of it. Let's have a look at this programme anyway. Yeah, Pep, as you'd expect. Nothing outstanding, just reminisces over the semi-final defeat to Liverpool, of course, and is positive for the upcoming games, as you would expect him to be. Kyle Walker's the main article. He looks forward with confidence and hopes for a winning run to finish the season. Obviously, this was before he picked up an injury, I think, so yeah, a bit disappointed, or obviously he's missing games through injury when I'm recording this. So, yeah, obviously, again, as in with the Pep thing, nothing. I wouldn't mind a little bit more in-depth analysis and more personal stuff and things and thoughts, as long as they're not controversial. We don't want to upset anybody, do we? But just thoughts on things. I'd like to see that a bit more in Pep's reminiscences, and of course the main player article. Stats file, for Mr. Kyle Walker. He's hit the woodwork 3 times in his career, so that's not bad going, is it? Probably more than he's scored. I'm not too sure now offhand. City Matters interview is the under-25 rep, Alex Howell. So, fairly standard stuff. How he became a City fan, what it entails, etc. Kevin Cummins is always good. Talks about a photo shoot with Iggy Pop, at the Russell Club, if you knew that or you've been there in Hume. Back in 1979, I think he took in a match after that. I think we beat QPR, if I remember rightly, from his little piece. Head-to-head features the keepers, the goalkeepers, Ederson and Sanchez. Interesting stat, obviously, as you'd expect, sweeper clearances. There's the stats. Ederson's done 106 in 175 games, and Mr. Sanchez has done 12 in 57. So you would expect a slight discrepancy, wouldn't you? Played for both. Not a hero, but a guy who obviously is someone I'll probably do a vlog on at some stage in the future. So many. Michael Robinson, of course, played for one of the most famous, played for both. Taylor Richards, interesting name come up there. I didn't know anything about Taylor Richards, so I had to quickly look that up, and he was on loan at Birmingham during this game, obviously for Brighton, but he was at City between 2015 and 19 before moving to Brighton Academy, so obviously he's just one of the youngsters that... So I wasn't surprised. I'm not too well up on some of the youngsters, certainly from 10, 20 years ago. I have no idea. So that was an unusual name for me to find out. At least it gives me a chance to find out a bit about them, doesn't it? Blast from the past goes back, not too long, 17-18 season, a 3-1 win over Brighton, which of course took us to 97 points. So we're just that one win away, weren't we? One game to play at Southampton, just that one win away from making the remarkable 100-point season. And of course, we'd also totted up the most wins in the Premier League season, beating Chelsea's held record previously. X and the City, again, another guy that I'm definitely going to do a feature on this guy because he was in and around. Ian Mellor, of course, who was a City fan as a kid and obviously got that wonderful opportunity to play for the club he loved. Never properly appreciated at the time, I don't think. And he did himself regret the move away. He did actually bit to say in the end that he perhaps should have stayed and thought, well, he regretted him away from City. I don't think he did too badly after that, but yeah, he regretted his move away. He did okay for what he was, and he certainly got far more game time where he went, but yeah, so that's a good little piece. I like that article. Half-time quiz. I'll give you the answer at the end of this. Yes, half-time quiz, 10 questions. One of them, Brighton were in the bottom tier of English football as recently as 1991, 1998 or 2001. There you have a think on that one. I'll give it the end in it. I'll give you the answer to that in very, very shortly. Yeah, Gary James begins a look back at the running to them. He's going to continue this. At least he continued it in the programme. He will continue it in the programme after this. Run back, continues his look back at a run for the course of the momentous 2011-12 season, and obviously 10 years ago. So nice bit of history as well, which say we're a bit short on in the City magazine at the moment for me, and I like to see a bit more history, but Gary James starts his look at that, which is brilliant, of course. What's in a name as Gabby Jesus? It's okay. J for Jardim Peri, the neighbourhood of Sao Paulo, where he grew up with his mate. Yeah, Neymar. Yeah, I wouldn't want him at City anyway. Neymar, I don't like him. A great fan image in we obviously we love his City, so it looks at fans' birthdays, stuff like that. There's a pic of a guy called Dexter Colker on his birthday, and of course Dexter Colker is the grandson of the great City great Stan Horn, so that was nice to see. I just noticed that. Sometimes I don't really look at that too much, but it might be worth looking back in future. You might get little links with that I might have missed, but obviously the picture of Stan Horn stood out for me, so that's why I noticed it. On to the City women, yeah, an FA Cup final to look forward to, of course, and hopes of snatching that fourth Champions League place from United, so they talk about that. The under-8 teams, again, generally looking what they could win. You know, obviously they're going for silverware this season. And in the EDS feature, how many obviously have been training with the first team squad and the effects it's having, the help it's giving them as players as well. And the final thing, buzzword, of course, Buzzer, like Pep, talks about the semi-final loss, but still positive on the hopes of perhaps another couple of titles to come with the league title and perhaps another tilt at the Champions League final and a win for that. So at least Buzzword's positive, but again, lacks a little bit of depth for me. So there you have it, my favourite piece, possibly Ian Mellor's bit. I thought I was really interested in that, enjoyed that bit. Of course, I think obviously during the summer months I do a lot of more history vlogs and history things, and no doubt I will be revisiting Mr. Ian Mellor, so if you want to learn a little bit more about him, hopefully over the coming months I'll get something out there. But having said that, I've got loads of history things and different players, but there will be an Ian Mellor out at some stage. I'll probably record it in the summer. It might go out at a later date, obviously. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. And the half-time quiz answer, before we move on, yes, it was interesting. I didn't get this. I had a stab at this. I didn't get it right. Brighton were in the bottom tier of English football as recently as 1991, 1998 or 2001. Yeah, it was as recently as 2001. So I didn't know that. Did you know it? Obviously you did if you got it right. But if you're like me, I plumped for 91. So I was only 10 years out. That's not too bad, is it? I hope you enjoyed that. I say just bog standard City stuff, but some interesting bits in there as well. So as I say, reachsports.com if you want to subscribe to this, or you're a collector and you're interested in just buying this as a one-off. Obviously, there are always copies available on certain internet sites. All right, not overly cheap sometimes, but you shouldn't be paying too much. If you're paying more than £5 or £6 for it, don't bother. Just wait and try and get one from somewhere else. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, that's one thing, don't until we meet again. All I ever ask is please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.